The Metamorphosis. Gregor Samsa was a young man who lived with his family in a small apartment. He worked hard as a traveling salesman to support his parents and his sister, Greta. Gregor did not like his job, but he had no choice. His family depended on him. One morning, Gregor woke up and felt strange. He looked at his body and was shocked. He was no longer a man. He had turned into a giant insect. He had many legs and a hard shell. Gregor was scared and confused. He did not understand what had happened. Gregor tried to get out of bed, but it was difficult. His new body was heavy, and his legs did not work well. He fell on the floor. He heard a knock on the door. It was his mother. She said, "Gregor, are you okay? You are late for work." Gregor tried to speak, but his voice was strange. It was not human. He said, "I am not feeling well. I cannot go to work today." His mother was worried. She said, "What is wrong? Can I help you?" Gregor said, "No, I just need to rest." Gregor's father came to the door. He was angry. He said, "Gregor, you must go to work. We need the money." Gregor tried to explain, but his voice was too strange. His father did not understand. He thought Gregor was lazy. Gregor's sister, Greta, came to the door. She was kind. She said, "Gregor, are you sick? Can I bring you something?" Gregor said, "No, thank you. I just need to rest." Greta was worried, but she left him alone. Gregor tried to stand up. It was very difficult. His body was not human anymore. He crawled to the door. He wanted to open it, but he could not. His hands were not hands anymore. They were small legs. He could not turn the doorknob. Gregor heard his family talking outside. They were worried. His mother said, "Maybe he is very sick. We should call a doctor." His father said, "No, he is just lazy. He does not want to work." Greta said, "Let me try to talk to him again." Greta knocked on the door. She said, "Gregor, please open the door. We are worried about you." Gregor tried to speak, but his voice was too strange. He could not make them understand. He felt sad and alone. Gregor's boss came to the apartment. He was angry. He said, "Gregor, why are you not at work? You are late. This is not acceptable." Gregor's family was embarrassed. They did not know what to say. Gregor tried to explain. He said, "I am sorry. I am not feeling well. I cannot come to work today." His boss did not understand. He said, "This is not acceptable. You must come to work now." Gregor's father was very angry. He said, "Gregor, open the door right now. You are embarrassing us." Gregor tried to open the door, but he could not. His body was too strange. He could not control it. Finally, Gregor's father opened the door with a key. Everyone saw Gregor. They were shocked. Gregor was a big insect. His mother screamed. His father was angry. His boss was scared. Greta was shocked. Gregor's boss ran away. He said, "This is crazy. I cannot work with a monster." Gregor's father was very angry. He pushed Gregor back into the room. He closed the door and locked it. Gregor was alone in his room. He felt sad and scared. He did not understand what had happened. He was a man yesterday. Now, he was a big insect. He did not know what to do. Days passed, and Gregor stayed in his room. His family tried to take care of him, but they did not know how. Greta brought him food every day, but Gregor could not eat human food anymore. He needed different food. Gregor tried to eat the food, but it was not good for him. He felt sick. He realized that he needed different food. He did not know what to do. He was scared and confused. One day, Greta had an idea. She brought Gregor some old vegetables and fruits. She left them outside his door. Gregor was happy. He could eat this food. He felt better. Gregor's family was still worried. They did not know what to do. They needed money, but Gregor could not work. His father had to find a job. He was old, but he had to work. He found a job as a messenger. It was not a good job, but it was better than nothing. Gregor's mother started to sew clothes for people. She worked hard, but she did not earn much money. Greta also started to work. She found a job as a shop assistant. She worked long hours, but she helped her family. Gregor felt guilty. He wanted to help his family, but he could not. He was a big insect. He could not work. He could not even leave his room. He felt useless. One day, Gregor heard his family talking. They were worried about money. His father said, "We do not have enough money. We need to find a way to save money." His mother said, "Maybe we should rent a room to someone. We have an extra room." Gregor was scared. He did not want anyone to see him. He was a big insect. He did not want to embarrass his family. He decided to stay hidden in his room. Gregor's family rented a room to 3 men. They were serious and quiet. They did not talk much. They paid good money, so Gregor's family was happy. But Gregor had to be very quiet. He could not make any noise. Gregor stayed in his room all day. He was lonely and sad. He missed his old life. He wanted to be a man again. He wanted to help his family. But he was a big insect. He could not do anything. One night, Gregor heard music. It was Greta. She was playing the violin. Gregor loved the music. He wanted to see Greta play. He crawled out of his room. He wanted to listen to the music. The three men saw Gregor. They were scared. They said, "What is that?" "It is a monster." They were very angry. They said, "We cannot stay here. This is not safe." They left the apartment and did not come back. Gregor's family was angry. They lost the money from the three men. They were very upset with Gregor. Gregor felt guilty. He wanted to help his family, but he only made things worse. Gregor crawled back to his room. He felt sad and alone. He did not know what to do. He was a big insect. He could not help his family. He could not even help himself. Days passed, and Gregor became weaker. He did not eat much. He did not move much. He just lay in his room, thinking about his life. He remembered the days when he was a man. He remembered his family and his job. He missed those days. One morning, Greta came into Gregor's room. She saw that he was not moving. She called her parents. They came into the room and saw Gregor. He was dead. Gregor's family was sad, but they also felt relieved. They had struggled for so long because of Gregor. Now, they could start a new life. They decided to move out of the apartment and find a smaller place. Gregor's father said, "We can finally move on." Greta said, "We will find a better life." Gregor's mother said, "We will be happy again." Gregor's body was taken away and disposed of. The family did not mourn for long. They were too busy planning their new life. They felt like they had been given a second chance. In the end, Gregor's sacrifice allowed his family to move on. They were free from the burden of his existence. They could finally live their lives without fear or shame. Gregor's story was a tragic one. He had been a hard-working man who cared deeply for his family. But his transformation into an insect had made him a burden. In the end, he chose to disappear so that his family could be free. The family never spoke of Gregor again. They moved on with their lives, leaving the past behind. They were finally happy, but they would never forget the sacrifice that Gregor had made for them.